Hi guys, it's Jessica. I'm here with a video. I think it's been quite a while, several weeks since I last made one. I think it was when Herla came home. Um, so I figured it was probably a good time for an update video. I was hoping today was going to be my Soul Doll unboxing video, but um, I, uh, I was at work when she was delivered, so I'll have to get her tomorrow at the post office. But so today we'll talk about all the other stuff that I've been working on. Herla has been taking up a lot of my energy and time. I've been doing a lot of stuff with her. So last you saw her, she was out of the box and didn't have a lot of things yet. But there's been a lot of progress. She has a face up. This is my first attempt at a natural face up, and let's see if I can get her a little closer so that you can see a little better. And so I think that I have a lot of learning to do. I have a lot of these materials I haven't ever really worked with before, or not in this way, so there's a learning curve. And just doing this, I did it over a couple of days time and really took my time learning a couple days to just really start to experiment and learn how to work the materials. I don't have any eyelashes for her. I'm still waiting for those to arrive in the mail, but there is a possibility I may wipe this face up because I think I could do better trying again. There's a lot that I like about it, but I can see a lot of the mistakes that I made, and I think I could do better if I did it over. So, but that will be another time. She's also been hot glue sueded, which was also another first for me. I have never hot glue sueded any of my dolls before, and it really improved her posability because she could not sit up. She would fling herself backwards, sometimes quite violently, and some people suggested that I hot glue suede her. I honestly didn't think it was going to make a difference, but it made a huge difference. I hot glue sueded her hip joints, and I didn't even have to take her apart for that. I just held her joints apart and put in the hot glue. I have a low temperature hot glue gun, and it was a lot less scary than I ever thought it was, and I wish I would have done it a long time ago because it has made a big difference. I've hot glue sueded a lot of my other dolls. Every time I come across something that annoys me, hot glue suede, and it's fixed a lot of the problems that I've been having with posability in a lot of my dolls, especially the ones like Herla, who are, she's strung through her hips, so the string goes from hip to hip, and it seems like those dolls that have that stringing have a hard time sitting up. And I hot glue sueded all of my dolls that are like that, and now they all that I did that, they sit up fine now. And that was great. That has increased my enjoyment of a lot of my dolls quite a lot, being able to take care of that ongoing problem that I didn't know how to fix before. So other things with Herla are this dress. This dress that I made for her was a big one for me. A lot of new things that I tried out. Ruffles. I had never sewn ruffles before. This is a two-layered ruffled dress. If I had to do over, I probably would have made this second layer a little bigger. But I used every bit of this green fabric, which I just love, and wish I would have had some more of it because I would have given her more layers of that fabric. Also, the top is pin tucks. There's pin tucks on her sleeves and down the front. And that was a new for me. I'd never done pin tucks before. I practiced a few times on some scraps and then made this top with the I made the pattern, and a lot of that's it took a long time. I think I worked on this dress maybe over a couple of weeks time, and had some pretty intensive sewing days that I was working on it, but it was just all new stuff. Everything I was doing was like for the first time, so there was a lot of learning involved. I think I still think sewing takes a lot of time. It's just not a fast thing, even when you do know what you're doing. I think just like with any art, you know, it takes time to make quality. But I think I could do faster and better in the future just because I learned quite a lot doing that. Let's see, what else we got for her here? Oh, her eyes. So these are some eyes that I actually made for her. I used some taxidermy irises that are made by a seller on Etsy called Snow Bars, and they make glass taxidermy eyes that can be used in crafts, and they're great because you can get them in these small sizes. These are 5mm irises that have been, and then I put them in basically a ball of white Sculpey clay, which is the kind that you can bake in the oven. And it did take him experimenting around with that, because the first ones that I made them pretty much round balls. And that actually wasn't the best shape for posability as far as being able to move the eye and move the iris around, which is the whole point, is so that she can have expression, changes in expression. I think this one is actually drifted down, or else I didn't notice that it wasn't. Looks kind of crooked now. Let's turn her face this way, it looks less crooked. I found out that if I made the eyeball itself actually more kind of flat, like you took a sphere and just kind of smushed it, so that it's more sits in her head kind of flat, then that actually works better. I also made a pair for Denu that I'll be showing, but I think these were 5mm irises, and I think that 6 would be. I ordered 4s and 5s, and 4 was way too small, and the 5s they're okay. I can use them, and they do work better in my other SD dolls, the 4s, or the 5s, excuse me. But I think Herla, she's got such big eyes. This Twiggly Ingenue sculpt, she's got such big eyes that I think that she could do okay with maybe size 6 irises. I guess Snow Bars doesn't make. She doesn't make 7mm, and I don't know if that it's the things that she's using. She can't get a hold of that, or what the issues are. But I got this idea. This wasn't my idea. I didn't come up with it. It was Eastern Light Studio on Instagram, and she has an Etsy store, which I think is under the same name. But she came up with this idea and shared it on Instagram and on Den of Angels. So that's basically where I got the idea to do that. And I'm pretty happy about it because I like small iris eyes for my dolls, and they are limited, difficult to find, and or very expensive. So I really like this because now I have a way that I can take control of this a little more. I can make the eyes how I want them, more choices about exactly how I want them to be, and a lot more economical, because I think these irises, depending on the size, they were all right around $3, and the shipping, it wasn't very expensive either. It is a bit of a long wait because they come from Russia, and I think it took about 3 weeks, maybe something like that, for them to get to me. But things that I've ordered from Russia sometimes take even longer than that, which is just, it's just what you expect. But they were very high quality. I couldn't recommend them enough. I think it's a great method. I'm really, really pleased with it. I am going to get some of the 6mm, and I'm going to get some 8mm too, and try those and just play around with it and see what I think looks best with her. So let's see. I have a list of things, so I didn't want to forget. So I think those are the major things with Herla. I'm really happy with how things are going with her. We're learning a lot together, and as a sculpt, I'm so in love with her. She is one of the most beautiful dolls that I own. I'm really in love. Let's see. I have a few more things, so I'm going to pause this for a second and get some more dolls. Here is Edith. She is my lily cat, Kitty Jolie, and I wanted to show the hat that I had finished for her. She was wearing a prototype test pattern for way too long, so I finally made her an official cloche hat that's modeled off of 1920s fashions, which Edith told me as soon as she got here that that's what she prefers fashion-wise. And so this hat was really fun to make. I looked at some tutorials online for different patterns, but basically they were human size, so I had to make one doll size myself, and so it was fun. I enjoy learning to do these things and make them myself. But the felt it's 100% wool felt. It's a thicker, high quality felt, really nice to work with. The flowers I made myself, which was a really fun little technique. I cut petal shapes out of the satin material that I had, and you can use many different fabrics for this, and you can see how they react with the flame. And I didn't know how it was going to go. I didn't know if they would just burst into flames, and it seems like a lot of the crafts that I'm doing lately involve flames, but and fire. Let's take it in fire and see what happens to it. But this made a really nice neat effect. It curled the edges, kind of this nice dark edge, so it looks kind of like rose or flower petals. And I did some hand beading here that I did too, and that was just really fun. Just a little day project that took a few hours, and really like that. So other things that I've been working on project-wise and like little crafts and such were some little books for my dolls and trying some different things. These are all leather bound and use different things for paper. I think this was the first one that I made. The paper, there's cloth and printer paper and some different types of paper. It was kind of a big experiment, but I made sections and used thread to tie those together, and to try to make kind of like authentic style, to make it look aged. This one was tea staining. You can see the sewing to kind of the binding and the sewing. So just experimented with some different things and had fun with some of the leather scraps that I had. This one was another one that I made. These are, again, pages that were burnt. So more fire. I kind of like how that turned out and the look of that. Let's see. Okay, well, some more things over here before we totally lose daylight. Hi, Tobies. Is wanted to show some of these things that I had been working on. This is a Perla and Mila are sitting on a new bed set that I had made. It's got a tufted mattress here and some new pillows. And this was the IKEA doll bed, and I don't think I ever talked about it on camera before, but it was on my Instagram, and my husband and father-in-law salvaged it for me and were able to restain it, and it actually turned out quite nice. It's really pretty. It's a really nice dark color like I wanted. You can hear Olive whining downstairs because she and then I also wanted to show, like, I feel like I'm just talking really fast and showing a lot of things. I'm sorry that it's so quick. Actually, it's not. It's very long. But here is the new, and I wanted to show these boots. So I never ever thought that I would ever find any shoes that fit her, because she has feet like my doll Chateau Dolores here, Lear, He's got these fairly large feet with articulated toes, which I love. I love these feet. They both have feet like that. Hers are a bit smaller than his, but not by much. And these boots by Rabbit, that's Rabbit with 2 R's, they fit. They fit her. I got these, they were going to be for Herla, and I imagine they would fit Herla because Herla has smaller feet. So these are the other pair of rabbit boots that I have that are on Herla. But so if you have a doll Chateau Christina and you're looking for boots, these are rabbit boots. They're SD, and not all SDs are the same for rabbits, but these are a pair that work. They work. So now if I just can find some shoes for this guy, I have some other dolls I need to find shoes for or make them. Something else to learn. I guess the other thing that I never showed was some new shelves that I got put up, which are going to have more dolls put on them eventually, sooner rather than later, perhaps. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. And sorry I rambled and went fast and talked about a lot of things too quickly. I'll try to make more videos more often because I really enjoy them too. And I've been missing the community. I just haven't had very much time. But thanks again. Hope you guys are all having a great week. Take care.